guys, welcome back to my channel. I am going to do today something that I have never done before. I am going to attempt to cream contour. So I usually am the type of girl that will just add a little bit of bronzer and just really carve out the cheeks with powdered bronzer, but not really use any type of cream contouring products. But I was today like, why not? Let's go ahead and give it a try and see what we come up with. So actually I was very impressed, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. So if you'd like to know how I cream contour for the first time, please keep on watching and let's get to it. As you can see, guys, I did go ahead and just did most of my face. I did my eye makeup and I also applied my layer of foundation. So from here on, because we are going to be doing the cream contour, we're not going to apply any powders yet to the face. We're simply just going to dive into the cream contour palette that I'm going to use today so that we can scope out the areas that we're going to highlight as well as the ones that we're going to contour. So today, to go ahead and just do that, I am going to be using a palette that I purchased a long time ago actually, but I never actually used it because I wasn't just comfortable using it, and to be honest, I didn't know how, and actually I probably still don't know how, but I do want to definitely incorporate this because it does make the look much nicer for those special occasions where you just really need to scope out the face and really show off your features. Today I am going to be using this Anastasia cream contour kit, and this one is in the shade medium. I actually just dived into this shade right here, and that was like the very first time that I bought this palette, and after that I never went to it again. So yes, we're gonna be using this palette to just do some highlight, correcting, and contouring. This palette does offer some color correcting shades as well, like this pink one right here. This shade can help us just color correct any darkness that you may have in your face. Where I would probably use this for is like around my mouth area and also just a little bit under my eyes. I am still gonna use this shade today and see what difference it does make to my face because I have never used any type of color correcting or just in general, like I said, I've never done cream contouring. So yeah, we're just gonna see how it goes for us today. And I do have a very nice brush that I think will come in very handy for the contouring section of our face, and it's this Y12 Morphe brush. It is just a very like thin type of brush, so it's really gonna allow us to get into those angles that we want to achieve on our face. So I am gonna be using this for the darker shades of the contour that we're gonna use, and for the color correcting I'm just gonna be using this Wet n Wild brush. It's almost like a concealer brush, so it's just gonna really allow me to just focus the product only in those areas where I really need to use it. And just to buff everything out, I am gonna be using today my e.l.f. Total Face sponge. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. Like I said, I don't have any powders on my face except for foundation. So we're just gonna dive right into the cream contour palette. And I am gonna start off by the color correcting section. So I'm just gonna take my brush and I'm gonna dig into this pink shade right here. And I'm going to apply that to the areas where I feel like I have some darkness, and I just want to cancel that out. I just took a little bit into the brush, as you can see, and now I'm gonna just apply it. And like I said, usually where I think I have the darker areas is like right here around my mouth. And then I'm just gonna also apply a little bit under my eyes right here. And I'm also just gonna add a little bit down here. So that's all I'm gonna do as far as color correcting. Now I'm just gonna take my e.l.f. Total Face sponge and I'm gonna go ahead and use this to blend out all of this shade that I applied. So far, this palette is working very nicely. It is super creamy. This one is definitely very easy to work with, and it is super blendable. So I like that about it. Now I'm just gonna go in and jump into the actual highlighting of our face features. So I am going to be just tapping into both of these shades so that I can get more of a perfect match for my skin tone. So I'm gonna try it out and see how I can go ahead and come up with my shade with using these two right here. So I'm just gonna go in with this e.l.f. 105 brush, and I'm just tapping on both of these shades, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply it. Definitely tapping on both of them. I feel like it's giving me a nice matte on my skin tone. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this to the areas where I want to really just brighten up and make stand out features. So it would be just these areas right here. For down my nose, I am gonna use a more precise brush. So I'm just taking this E39 brush from SHOPMISSA, and I'm just gonna use it to really focus the product just in that area. I'm also gonna use this brush to go ahead and apply some right here around my mouth. Those are pretty much the areas where I am going to apply the concealer to. Okay, now to go ahead and contour, I'm gonna go in with this middle shade right here, and if I need to add a different shade, I'll go ahead and go with one of the two right here. But to start off, I'm just gonna go with this one in the middle. So I'm gonna take my Y12 brush from Morphe, and I'm gonna use that to apply the product to my face. So for the contour shade, we do definitely want to apply it in the areas where we want to bring out the bone structure of our face. So I am going to just run it here from the corner of where my hair ends down like that. Same for this other side, and I'm just gonna apply a little bit of this lighter shade right here. So I'm gonna mix it with that one. Now I'm gonna mix these two, and I'm going to apply it to my forehead area. This is definitely looking very crazy. I don't usually do this, but we're winging it, guys. And I'm also just gonna apply some down my nose. And I'm also going to apply here on the bottom because I want to really define that jaw line. Pretty much that's all for contouring. What I'm also just going to add is a little bit more of the highlighting shade to this area right here. And this is what we're looking like so far. Okay, so now how we're gonna blend this out is just by tapping the product in the areas where we applied it. So we don't want to really move the product. We just really want to blend it into that area where we have applied it. So to do that and make sure that it doesn't move from there, we're gonna just use tapping motions with our sponge. So that's what I'm gonna go in and just do. So let's go ahead and get blending this cream contour. Here in our cheek, we definitely want to make sure that if you are going to be spreading it somewhere, that you do spread it upwards and not downwards. So it's better to just go ahead and make sure that you're moving it up so that it doesn't affect the bottom part. I'm just gonna flip my sponge so that I can get into my under eye. At the same time, I'm going to be blending the nose contour. Okay guys, and this is how it looks now that we have blended everything out. This is definitely hands down very easy to work with. Like I said, I've not tried any other type of cream contouring palettes, but this one hands down is super easy to blend and just work with. It blends really nicely and just seamless. It doesn't give you a hard time, and it definitely does not look muddy whatsoever. So I really like it for that reason. What I'm gonna jump into now is once we have applied all of our cream products, we need to definitely set them so that they don't move throughout the day that we wear our makeup. So to do that, I'm gonna go ahead and use also the Anastasia contour palette, but this one is the powder contour. So this is what the palette looks like. It's pretty much a continuation of what the cream one looks like, but this one's just in the powder format. So I'm gonna use that today to go ahead and just finish off setting all of the contour and highlight that we did today. To go ahead and just set the highlighted areas, I'm gonna go in with an F21 brush from ColourPop, and it's just like an angled brush. And I'm gonna tap into the middle shade right here. It's like a banana shade, so that's definitely gonna give us a lot of brightness under our eyes. And I'm just gonna go in and apply it to my forehead right here, down my nose, under my eye. So I'm actually gonna jump into my beauty sponge, and I'm gonna also use it to set these areas. So I'm just gonna tap into this shade right here in the center. I'm going to go in and just set the areas with it. I'm just super used to using my sponge that I don't feel like I'm setting it correctly if I use a brush. I just really like using a damp beauty sponge to set any type of powder product. So yeah, I'm just gonna use it instead because the brush was just not working for me. Okay, and just like that. So now I'm gonna jump into the actual darker shades of this powder palette. And I'm gonna be using this one right here that's more of a gray tone, just because we really do wanna use a shade that's not very bronzy looking, because then it's just gonna look like bronzer. We need to use one that's a little bit more on the gray side so that we can actually give some definition to the cheek area in those places where we contoured. So I'm just gonna tap this into this right here, and to do this I'm using an Y5 brush from MORPHE. I'm just going to apply a little bit under my jawline where we applied the other cream product. As usual, because I do really just like how it looks, I am gonna go ahead and just clean the under part here of my cheek. To do that, I'm just gonna use my Believe translucent powder, and I'm gonna take the flat side of my beauty sponge to just go ahead and define that area even more. So I'm just gonna take it and drag it down. Just leave it like that for a couple minutes. So I'm gonna just go in, and
my lash is about to come off. Girl, you need to go back in place.
So now I'm just gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of my eyes and apply a lip shade, and we'll be ready to go ahead and clean up the face. So I'll be right back with you guys. Okay guys, so I went ahead and just finished off the rest of my eye look, as well as applied a lip product. I'm gonna just go ahead and now clean up the rest of the powder that I have on my face. To do this today, I'm using this F18 brush from ColourPop. And just to set my makeup today, I am gonna go in with an e.l.f. setting spray. Okay, and just to finalize, I am gonna apply a little bit of highlighter. So I'm gonna just use my AMREZY highlighter, and I'm gonna be applying it with my Y14 brush. Okay guys, so this is the completed look. I do really like how it came out for it being my first time using cream contour products, but to me, I feel like it's just a lot of product that you add to your face on top of what you already add, that I would probably just stick to bronzing and just using the cream contour for special occasions or just very high-end events. That's when I would probably use cream contour, but aside from that, I would probably not use it on a regular day or just an everyday type of look. it's just not something that I would see myself doing on a regular basis. To be honest, it does kind of feel a little bit heavy on my face. I can definitely feel like I'm wearing makeup, but it is really nice and I did like how it came out. So yeah, these are my thoughts. Let me know down below what you guys thought about it, and let me know if I did a good job or not, because honestly it was my first time. I'll go ahead and also leave you linked below the details on this makeup look. If you would like for me to recreate it on a tutorial, definitely let me know. I also really liked how this look came out. I hope you are all doing well. It was great hanging out with you once again. I hope you guys are enjoying my videos. Like I said, leave me any feedback that you may have or recommendations down below in the comment section. I would love to hear your guys' feedback. And aside from that, this is all that I have for you guys today. Make sure to stay safe and healthy and just take care of one another. Let's be kind to one another, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Remember to stay scrumptious. Bye guys.